Hello everybody, my name is Drew and welcome back to more Feed the Beast. I'm just hanging out here in our Thumbcraft room doing a wee bit of research. Just pop upstairs here real quick. In my hand, I currently have the research for gaseous illuminae. What is gaseous illuminae? Well, let's find out, shall we? We've been working along here, and well, before we get into the actual researching stuff, let's pop open our Thumbonomicon here and take a little look at what I have done. Oop, that's not what I wanted. So I did a little bit of research between episodes, trying to fill out our Thumbonomicon, like the Great Wood Wand cores, copper and gold wand caps. What else did I do here? Both niter and elementum, which are super important for us. What else did we do? I think I did the deconstruction table, which is floating around somewhere here. Well, oh, we're still missing something there. Nothing on Golem. Actually, we can get that hungry chest when we do that. And nothing over here, but we did an artifice. We're working on this arcane lamp. Or we did the arcane lamp, rather. Nope, that's not it. Where are you? Is that in Thaumic Tinker? I think it's in Thaumic Tinkering. Yeah, gaseous illuminae. Oh, which I already have. Oh, shit. Let me get rid of you. Ooh, not you. You. So let's go ahead and we'll try and link air to Lux. If we take a look, Lux is actually made of air, so we can throw a Lux there, and we'll throw one right here, and then we'll throw an air into air, and we get gaseous illuminae. Now the other way of doing that, Lux is also made of ignis, so we could have just thrown like ignis here instead, right? But we didn't, so whatever. But we're done. So we'll grab this guy. And then all you do, if I didn't show you it already, you right click. Just a little right click and it opens it up. And now we can read about gaseous illuminae. Let's see here. So you have studied the intricacies of the light and found out a way to create completely invisible light by infusing a file with raw light energy. Okay, just with raw light. The file contains a concentrated extract. Will spread. Oh! That is actually really cool. Okay, so that's something we can keep in mind when we get into alchemy. What do we got here? Hyper-energetic niter. I'm going to research you. I don't know what any of these do. So you might have created you managed to create a light that will shine even if it's being carried by a player. That's cool. By energizing the ever-burning flame that is niter with powerful energetic aspects such as Potentia and Lux, the light will create. This will shine closely behind the carrier. It seems to leave a longer trail in the nether due to the heat. Oh, that's super cool. So with a piece of niter and these in a crucible, we end up getting a forever light source. That's actually really neat. And then there's all of these other things. Eternal element fire. Suspension of disbelief is a useful skill. Cleanup time. It is pretty to do. This fire acts like an antidote of sorts. If your elemental fires have gotten out of control, you can set loose this specially designed flame. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Well, let's just research all of these, man. Aqua. You've managed to totally invert the destructive power of fire. This fire will let loose in the nether. Oh, so we can make Winter Wonderland even in the nether. That's kind of cool. Ordo. When let loose in mountain ores, will help you process the ores into useful blocks of metal. Interesting. Ignis gives us what? Blended fire you can transmute blocks into their equivalent forms in the nether. That's actually really cool. That's something that we might want to try and play around with when we go to the nether next. Terra gives us what? Just about the least useful thing ever. Seriously, this is just the most least useful. Turn a wide variety of blocks just in the dirt. Well, that's just great. And air gives us what? Turns everything into a desert. That's almost like dessert. Good enough. Nice. All right. That's kind of interesting, actually. What's Tenebrae give us? You've studied the intricacies of the shadow. You found out a way to create gaseous darkness by infusing a file with raw shadow. That's terrifying. Extract Tenebrae, which can be released. Okay, that's cool. So it darkens areas. It's the opposite of the other one. Fume dissipator. What are you? Oh, that's actually a research. All right, well, let's research the fume dissipator. So we need to link darkness and light. Well, Lux is made of air and fire. What's Tenebrae? Made of Lux. So realistically, oh no, it's not. It's made of. Oh, it is made of Lux. so if I were to put that there and a Lux here, you're also made of vacuos. Why don't I just put Lux and then I can just throw a bit of fire. I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do research, but whatever. So what do you do? After knowing both gaseous illuminae and tenebrae, you are thinking it become a hassle to get rid of it. Oh, cool. So that's just a gas get rid of rubber. That's interesting. But yeah, doing research in Thaumcraft can be, in fact, just that easy, guys. Anyway, this is not the focus of today's episode, though. Nope. Today we're going to be doing something even... well, it's not really... Well, it's different than magic. I'll give you that much. We're going to be working with our old friends, the bees. The bees. It's time for the bees to happen. So we're going to be making a home for our bees. And with that in mind, I need to do a bit of digging. So we're going to grab our everything here. So we need to charge these guys up. And then we're going to dig ourselves a big hole. And then fill it in for where our bees will live. Actually, let's go downstairs. Oh, and I should show you. I did an upgrade. Turn it into bat mode so we can sneak in here. If you remember, we built our reactor, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Well, now it's pretty freaking big. I made it so that it has 6 cores instead of the 2 that we were running off of. Originally, I was going to extend it and give it 4, and then I went, nah, screw it, we'll make it bigger, why not? We are bringing in a ton of resources. Now it produces a whopping 17,000 RF per tick. It uses fuel at a rate of 1.8 megabuckets or millibuckets per tick, which is not super great, but it's also not like a big deal either. Because we have enough that it's fine. Like, it doesn't make too much of a difference for our waste and everything else that we're doing, so I'm okay with that. Obviously, what we could do is... Oh, it's not keeping up right now. That's interesting. I wonder why. Max output 15,000, max input is 27. So, I mean, it should be keeping up. It's making 17... Oh, because these guys are still having a kind of a field day. So I guess I should probably get around to making these super laminar fluid ducts, but, like, for some reason, we're still not producing a ton of charcoal. So while we go downstairs, we can... Oh, I almost forgot what I was doing. So when we go downstairs, we can actually take a look at what's going on for our production down there, because it's still acting very, very oddly. Obviously, with this much power, we can easily fill these guys up super fast, right? This is why you got to use those flux infused things. It's super easy to use. Oh, I also made a new wand. I made a gold banded, Greatwood wand. Obviously, it's not charged yet. We still have to charge everything. And that's fine. We can get around to doing that today at some point. But that'll give us 50 V per element, which is good. It's a good thing. Let's go downstairs here. So that production stopped. Okay, so we need to do something about our production. Let's try and fix this super fast. It's definitely because there is a blockage in storage. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so let's grab an apple real quick. I bet you that's what it is. It's going, I'm sorry, there's no room for apples. So let's go ahead. We'll go upstairs here. Oops. We'll grab an apple. And, oh man, I almost forgot as well. Duh. I finished this room as well. So as you can see, everything looks kind of normal until I do that. And then that gets all buttoned up, and then that will start working. And everything's happy. This is not working nearly as well as I'd hoped it would be, but what can you do? Nothing to do. Let's go ahead and grab an apple from here. And we'll tell it, because we got more than enough apples. We have way too many apples, to be perfectly honest. Come on, there we go. No, here we go. Because we should be able to make so much, like, oak wood. It's disgusting. So we're going to go right here and tell it, yo, you can whitelist apples into this as well. And that should be fine. Because all those excess saplings are just going to get destroyed. I mean, obviously we've got enough room in both of these. The big concern obviously was those saplings and apples. And now that we can destroy apples, we should be good to go. Let's go back upstairs. Come on. There we go. And what I was thinking for this, we're going to extend this hallway straight on back. And this will be how we get to our bee sanctuary. Which, while it could seem slightly like a pain in the ass, that's okay. We can also fill in these other areas with other useful items to us for agriculture. Like I might make another tree farm or two. I just won't put like them visible to the surface more than likely. I mean, we can. There's nothing saying that we can't do that. But I also want our bee laboratories to be like significantly big. I'm wondering on the shape that I should make it, though, is the only question that I've got. Okay, we're getting close. Here we go. So where does this bring us out to? Bring us out right here. Cool. So what I want to do here, then, is I'm going to section this out, and I'm thinking I'm going to make a big hexagon shape, and we'll get rid of these trees and whatnot, and we'll extend things back. But there'll be a big old hexagon shape here, and then we'll go from there, because it needs to be open to the sky. Do keep that in mind, guys, when you're working with bees. They have to be open to the sky unless you have some sort of gene inserted on them that allows you to have them blocked off from the sky, which does exist, and we will get into that sort of genetic manipulation, but it's not something that you can just quickly jump into. You need to take a little bit of work and get to that point. So do keep that in mind when you guys are doing this yourselves. But I'm going to go ahead and actually build the damn room, and then we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we're back, and I've done quite a bit of work here just getting the basic shape going on. So as you can see, we're making a honeycomb pattern to make our bee lab. I know, super cliche, but do I care? Not really. It'll look awesome when we're done. That's all that matters, right? This has been a pain in the ass to do, though, because there's a lot of different materials going on, especially with these stupid sky stone blocks. These take forever to break. So I've clearly been at this a while, breaking all of the sky stone blocks up. Everything else, thankfully, is actually quite easy. Let's actually... Oh, wrong bag. That bag. Let's actually clear some of this inventory space out, because we have got a almighty butt ton of stuff here. Like, I've got more flowers than I physically know what to do with. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I should have kept that stack of cobblestone. Whatever. But all this is for naught if we don't have anything to do with our bees. And while it's cool to have a shape, the building is obviously not going to be done in this episode. And what's the point of building a building if you've got nothing to put it in? Or nothing to put in it. Wow, building a building to put the building in, building stuff shit to myself. But we need to build stuff that goes in that building. And while we're building, we can also be getting some of the basic stuff up and running for our bees. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So looking just in our inventory, we have a few bees. Look for drones. So we have a few drones. We've got a meadows drone, a bunch of rocky drones, and then we've also got, let's see, for princesses. We have 63 rocky princesses, 1 valiant, and 1 meadows. So we've got a few bees to work ourselves with, but we need to put them somewhere. And normally, we would use an apiary, which would be this guy right here, which is relatively easy to meet. You need an impregnated casing, which you actually need seed oil for, which we don't have any because I haven't bothered starting that because I'm not going to go regular bee stuff. No. We have extra bees and gendistry. And with gendistry, you get these guys right here. These are the boss. If you guys have watched Agrarians, guys, you know that. These are awesome. These are our industrial apiaries. And the first thing we need to start with is our old friend, the sturdium casing. And I want to make about... Well, we'll make 3 because we're running low on bronze, evidently. How do we make bronze, by the way? Bronze... not Byrons, bronzy. The Z. It is just 4 copper, 3 copper, and 1 tin. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. Can I just go straight up and make you? Oh, I can. Hells yeah, son. Alright, so we got a ton of bronze. Perfect. Let's go back here and go. So Gendustry is amazing. It gives us all of these other machines, which we'll get into. Which is also good that we have a super high density power supply. Because these machines are very power hungry. But let's start with the industrial apiary. So we've got our 3 sturdy casings. We need to make a bee receptacle. Which, I need... Come on. Click where I want you to click. A couple of weighted pressure plates. We'll grab 3 of them to make our 3 industrial apiaries. Oops. Because we also need some bronze gears. 1, 2, 6. One more. And on top of that, we will also need the bee receptacles. There we go. And now we've got 3 of these guys. Now, these apiaries are interesting. Let's just throw one down real quick. And you can see that unlike a traditional apiary, if you've never seen one before, they look semi-similar, right? Like in a regular apiary, there'll be a hexagon of grids and then 2 input slots, one for a princess, one for a drone, and then they make babies and good things happen. However, this is a little different. So we've got our receptacles as expected, and rather than having a hexagon interface where they make their stuff, you end up with just a regular 3x3 grid, and then there's these guys right here, these little input slots. These are for upgrades, and the upgrades go on top of these upgrade frames, and there are a whole bunch of different things. Like we can get lighting upgrades. There's also plenty, like emulating different biomes. We can change their production, reduce their lifespans, which is actually useful for breeding. Seal upgrades, a whole bunch of stuff. Things that actually normally aren't available to you in bees until you have gotten really far into them, right? Industrial apiaries from forestry are these multi-block structures that are actually really cool, but take a really long time to get there, and bees can be really tedious, as you guys already know. So, with that in mind, we're going to be using these industrial apiaries, but they need something to get started. They need power. So we're going to have to grab some conduits here. And we don't have a ton of conduits, which I just realized. We have 47 left, so we're going to need to make some more conduits. I don't really care that we're working at night. Doesn't matter. Let's go on over here. Let's throw some lights into where we're working. And you can see our hexagon shape is nicely taking form here. It looks really cool. Like, you can't deny that. It looks really awesome. And the spider would like to eat me, and I'm going to tell it no. Thank you, sir. I don't want any. So why don't we go ahead, we're going to put them right here. 1, 2, 3. Just for right now. And then we need to go a couple over here, and then we'll hopefully have enough conduits. We'll see how close our nearest power tap is. If it is a really long way, then we're kind of shit out of luck here. I'll have to do something different. I mean, realistically, that's not a big deal. I just would prefer if we could make everything work nicely. Okay, so we're right here. Oh, that is still running off of old power gen. Oh, you know what? We might be able to... No, we're going to need serious power generation if we want to make this work. Okay, so what I might end up doing then is I might make a independent power supply hookup point to transfer energy and then go from there. But each of these requires a fairly significant amount of power, so I might just have to straight up replace those, which is a pain in the butt. I didn't want it to do that. But for now, what we'll do is we'll just stick these somewhere useful. Oh, you know what we can do? We can just line them up right here. No, we can't, because I don't have power here. I have to go over here and dig some power out. Right there. Is this going to look ugly? Absolutely. Do I care right now? Not really. We'll make everything look nice and pretty later on. For now, the important part is we need to get bees breeding and breeding relatively quickly. Wow, I did not even get close to lighting those up, did I? Okay. Having a great day. Wow, I am horrible today. Hold on, let's fix this. This needs to be fixed before I can go anywhere. Hold on. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Then we'll put the other two like that, and then we'll just throw 1, 2, and 3. And now the nice part is you can see they take 100,000 RF is max, right? Like that's a ton of power. Now they don't use 100,000 RF per tick. They're using actually only about 20 RF per tick. So we could probably run them off our low power. We need to make another tool here. I wish I could upgrade the size of these ender chests. Because we're running low on tool space, man, let me tell you. That's because I've also got stuff that isn't tools in here. Like, I don't need you in there. The books can stay... Let's put the music discs actually in this chest where I had originally planned on doing that. Okay, so we got that going on. Let's go make ourselves something that we need for any bee breeding, and that is a scoop. Now, there are different classifications of scoops. There is, of course, the regular old scoop from forestry, which is made using a wire of sticks and some wool. There's also a thaumium scoop made from magic bees and use a piece of thaumium from Thaumcraft. Huge upgrade over the regular scoop. Scoops don't last really long time. I mean, that makes sense given that they're wool and sticks. There's manisteel scoops, which is kind of interesting, where I'm assuming you put a manisteel bar in there. Or what I'm looking for is the Scoopinator Scoopinator MX 200. Super fast. Super awesome. So we're going to go ahead and make this guy. A little complicated to make, but we can do it. Everything needs bronze in forestry, man. Why do you need bronze? Everything, every damn time. Well, I keep clicking on wrong things. Here, make me a bunch of bronze gears. And... oops. There we go. Power generator. I will make a regular scoop. And now the nice part is, for obvious reasons, I can recharge this in our power situation downstairs. I do need to get an energetic infuser upstairs, though. Or charging pad. Charging pads would work as well. Look how fast that went up there. Super quick. Okay. So let's go get ourselves some bees. And bee breeding and starting getting into bees is, in a lot of ways, similar to Thaumcraft. It requires quite a bit of exploration to get you started. Well, not that much. There's a significant amount of exploration. But the nice part is, you don't need any special equipment to see beehives. Obviously, we have seen beehives. As a point of fact, there should be, a resonant hive around here somewhere. Where did you go, resonant hive? Let's wander around the desert here for a minute and we'll find a resonant hive. So what you're going to do is pretty much what I'm doing right now. Fly or walk around if you don't have flight going on yet. I'm lucky, I do. Can't believe we've killed that wither so quickly. There we go. And there he is. Okay. That was weird. A little bit of lag. But you can see how... scared the hell out of me. See how quickly that breaks that charge up, right? And it uses just one charge per thing, which is fantastic. And I've already got some interesting bees out of this. I've got a couple of sorceress princesses and 2 sorceress drones. That's what you get from those resonant hives. They're not super what we want, though. These are part of magic bees, as you can... Well, it says forestry for Minecraft, but it's a module for forestry. So why don't we fly around? Let's fly north, actually. Or that's not north, that's east. We'll fly east. And we'll see if we can find any other... Okay, or don't load. That's interesting. Wonder why that is. You should be loaded. But we're going to need to find some kind of other regular hive. So, like I said, these are sorcerer's hives, or resident hives. Wow. They get you magical bees. What we want are forest or meadows hives. And they're usually pretty easy to find. Like right there. That looks like a meadows hive, I think. Maybe. No, it's a curious hive. I don't know what you are. Oh, mystical. Okay, that's a curious hive. Also a decent bee, but we really, like I said, we need those basic bees. That's what we require in order to get really started. We have only one meadows. Now, eventually what you want to do is you want to breed things together. We'll cheat, so to speak. And we'll be using Gendistry to stack our bee deck, our proposed bee deck. See, a lot of these magical hives, man. But no other hives. I find this actually kind of concerning, to be perfectly honest. Let's go. There's home base. Let's go back into this forest land. There's gotta be... at any rate, the color hives you're usually looking for are like red hives. Like, let's actually take a look here and go hive. So the hives you're looking for normally are meadows, which are these reddy color. Modest hives work as well, but you'll find those in deserts. And then the other hives that you really want to get are... Where are you? Forest hives. Pure white hives. Those are really good. And my phone's ringing. No phone. But, yeah, so you're going to want to go around. You're going to want to find hives. Oh, did I find a forest hive? Oh, curious hive again. Son of a bitch. I have never had this much trouble finding a regular old hive. And only finding the special hives. Water hives, which I remember this guy's right here, obviously are found in water, and they will give you water bees, which are not loading into my inventory for some reason. Come on. There you go, water princesses. Anyway, I'm going to fly around here and find some bees between episodes, if possible. And we'll see what we come up with, guys. But, yeah, this is our start into the bees. I'll work on the room between episodes as well, so that our honeycomb labs, I'm so original, gets up and running, and we'll be everything set to ready to go so that we can start messing around with bee breeding. Oh, yeah, forest hive. There you go. But did not give me any bees. Come on, guys. Extreme amount of block lag going on here. There you go. Forest hive, and let's get rid of that right there. So there's your forest hive. Now, breeding wise, we'll have to experiment and see if we can't just breed out bees. Normally you can't, but we'll get into that next episode, guys. As always, if you like the episode, you know what to do. Go ahead and leave a like. As per usual, if you want to see other things I've done, check the description box for more content. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.